it always starts with the walk. You always warm her up in the walk. Normally at home, we walk for 10 minutes, and then we really try to let them relax a little bit. I think here it will be a little bit difficult with all those people watching, and okay, for her it's a good thing. She can learn out of this. Oh, brav, good, okay. But she gets sometimes a little bit nervous when it's so busy here. And that's why I make a lot of transitions, so let her stop a little bit, because I feel she's wanting to run a little bit too much forward. So that's, I think, also the most important thing what I want to show you tonight, is that tempo control. That's the most important thing we need, because when you don't have any control over the tempo, you don't have control over the horse. And that's what we need in a test. When you want to ride a perfect test, you must have control. So I will do it also a little bit in trot. I just let her trot a little bit like normal, and let her get used a little bit to the crowd. Ooh. And then every time I make some small tempo changing, I make her bend a little bit inside, that she doesn't start looking too much, because she gets a little bit afraid. Good stuff, okay. And then every time I take her a little bit back, because she wants to run too much, and then I let her trot really small and simple, because it doesn't need to trot big yet. Ooh. And every time when I feel she wants to run, I bring her back a little bit. I know she feels already where the exit is. You can see it when I make a circle over there, she wants to run a little bit over there. Ooh. And that's why I have to hold her more than on my outside rein, that she doesn't get hanging in my right shoulder. Ooh. And every time I bring her back a little bit. Good. Good job. And then I make some small tempo forwards again and back again. And now I'm going to try to get her drop the head a little bit more. Then I put my hands a little bit deeper. That she remembers, oh yes, I have to put also my head down. But she really wants to look into the crowd and puts herself up, and then she's pushing the back a little bit down, and we want to have the back a little bit more up. Good. And it's very important that every time she wants to run harder than I want, I bring her back in tempo. Doesn't matter when she goes to walk, and it doesn't matter how it looks, because it's important for me that she comes back. Ooh, when I want her to come back. Brav. Good. And these are things that you have to do at the start. Really a lot of tempo changing. And easy stuff for her, that she can adjust a little bit, that she doesn't get too nervous. Okay, she's dropping the neck already a little bit more. Good. Ooh. And it just takes a little bit time, and you can't overhaste that. It needs time to adjust. Ooh. Brav. Good. And now my voice also sounds a little bit harder through the microphones. Normally, I also do a lot with my voice. Then I said, ooh, but here sounds it a little bit harder than at home, so it doesn't work that much here. Ooh. Okay. And when I've done it a little bit like in the trot, I can do some canter also. And it's the same in canter. Every time when I feel she wants to run, I bring her more back and really let her wait. And when she waits, then I go a little bit more forward. Good. And then I bring her back again. Just a matter of also getting her quick on my leg, because she don't need to get really quick on my leg, because she already is. But it's also good to get her a little bit quicker in the hind leg to make a lot of tempo changing. Good. And then forward again. Ooh. Good. See, now she gets still a little bit too high in the neck for a start. Then I try to make her a little bit rounder. Then I use a little bit the circle. Then I can bend her a little bit more to one side, that she can drop the neck a little bit more. And it can be outside. And then I let her wait until I really feel she gives in a little bit more on the left hand. And when I feel she's dropping the neck on the left side, then I start bending him a little bit to the right. Good. And every time also, I keep on making my tempo changes. Good. And forward again. Okay, now we're gonna change rein, because you have to do it, of course, on both sides. Ooh, braaf. Good. Ooh, braaf. And back again. Because after my change, she really wanted to run. So then I have to bring her back every time when I feel I'm going to lose my tempo control. Braaf. Good. And bring her back again. And then try to get a little bit more back, just see how she reacts. And then she gets a little bit too slow, and then I touch her slightly with my leg. Good, and then she needs to go forward again and bring her back again. Good. Good. And forward again. Good job. That's good. Okay, now she's getting a little more relaxed. And it seems, yeah, a little bit dull. And it is for riding also, but a great deal for the work later. Because when you don't have the tempo control, then I don't think you can ride a good test. This is the most important thing for us. That you really feel you get more control over the tempo, and that you can relax the reins without her running away. And now she does, so I have to bring her back again. And that's always a little bit more difficult when you are on a competition with a horse. It's always different than at home. And that's why they need also some experience on the big competition. And for her this is also good training, because sometimes she gets a little bit too excited. And then I lose totally control. But now it's getting a little bit better. Good. Okay. Ooh, and back again. Good. Okay. Ooh, and back again. You see, every time when I relax now, she wants to run. That's why every time when I feel that, I bring her back. And that's something maybe you have to do that 1,000 times, but you have to do it as long as you feel that you don't have any control over the tempo. Then I go to walk or halt. Ooh. Good. And that's really, really important, because when you don't have this, then it's difficult to get everything else. Now I feel really that she gets a little bit more relaxed, so now it's getting a little bit more easy also for me. Because at the start, she was really getting strong a little bit and wants to run out, but now it's getting better, and that's good. Then it's also possible for me to let her walk a little bit like this, and also in the walk, even when I give her a little bit longer reins, I need to have control over the tempo. So every time I feel she wants to run away, I hold her again. And it doesn't matter at that time where the head is, because I only want for her that she's responding back and forward when I come with my leg. Good. So now it's dropping the neck more, and then you really feel that she is relaxing more. And that's, okay, it takes a while, but at the end when you have it, it's quite good. Good. Okay. So I won't take too long with walking, because that's also a little bit dull, but I always do it a lot in between. Just work them a little bit and walk again. Because that's important for them, that they also really can relax. Ooh. Good job. Okay, then I start with a little bit canter again. At home I also do like a little bit more canter work than trot work with most of my horses. Because in a canter I can feel that you get easier, more control over the tempo, because you can do a lot of exercises with her in canter where you have to collect her more. I'm going to show you now a little bit like a working pirouette. That is the preparation for a pirouette that we want to have in the test. So first I collect her a little bit in the canter. Good. And forward again. And back again. Just to make it a little bit quicker in the hind leg. Then I put her on a circle. And then I let the haunches come in a little bit more and try to keep the canter as I had. And now she's coming back already, and I don't want that, because it's important that she keep on cantering and have the same rhythm in the canter also, so when I put the haunches a little bit in. Okay, now I let her come back a little bit more, that she gets a little bit more slow. Good. And I still stay on the big circle. Yeah, and a little bit forward again. Also in your exercises, it's important
that you have tempo control, that you can bring her back, let her wait, go forward again. Good. Okay, now I'm going to make the circle a little bit smaller. And it looks more like really like a pirouette. And then I start turning a little bit more. And now I can turn a little bit quick. And I can also turn slowly. Oh, that was too slow. Good. But you see, the reaction is good. Okay, she reacted a little bit too much. But that's what you need. That you can let her come back, start turning, turn quicker, and turn slower. Good. And that's what you need. You really need the control, how fast you can turn, that you feel when they start turning by themselves a little bit faster, then it's important that you can control the shoulders. I'll show you. Now I bring a back collector for a pirouette. Then I start bending her a little bit to the left, and then I start turning. And then I put both hands outside. And there you can see that she starts really turning slow. And when I put both hands in, she is turning fast. So that's a little bit the control that you have to have. And what you can do on the left side, you also need to do on the other side. So first I do a little bit again, the big pirouette. The working pirouette, as we call it. And also here, we start bending him a little bit more to the right now. Haunches in, and keep the rhythm. Now I feel the rhythm is still good, so I can make it a little bit smaller. And now she comes back too much by herself. Then I ride a little bit forward with both legs. Okay. And then I make it smaller. And let her turn again. And then I make it really small. And a little bit quicker. And small. And back. Wow. Good. And quick. And slow. Good. Wow. Okay, and after that, she deserves to walk again. Because Thank you. So that's easy for applauding, just making a pirouette and you're applauding already. Oh, that's good. So we don't have to do a lot. No. But for her and, yeah, for all the horses, when you have it like this and you have the control, then it's also easy to make smaller pirouettes without losing control. Because when you lose the control, then you don't have anything. And, okay, and then it doesn't look nice anymore. And now she runs. Good, and that's always you have to be careful, because then you did something, you give a little bit long reins, and then she starts to take over again. And that's why we have to stay in control even when you have a little bit longer reins. And that you still have the control over the tempo, that she doesn't run away. Good, so good. Okay. Now I want to do some preparations for my half passes in Canter again. It's a little bit, it works a little bit the same as in the pirouettes. First I want to have a good basic Canter. I feel the rhythm is okay. Okay, then I start bending him. Really wait for me that I can bend him more, go forward in it. And back again. Good. And still have him bend. And when it feels good, then I come with my outside leg and go sideways. And forward and backwards. Good. So I'll do it again. And that's important, that you every time, also when you do an exercise, and you can go like this, you can go forward, you can bring it back, go forward, and bring her back. Good. Okay, to the other side the same. And then first I start bending her again, that she really gives in on the inside rein, that she is loose on that side before I go sidewards. Then she waits, then I come with my outside leg, forward and a little bit more. And back. Good. And a change. Okay. That felt quite okay. Now I maybe can do a little bit some changes. And that's also the same. When I do one change, then she needs to wait because now she's running. I bring her back, wait again, do another change. Oh, there was too much with my leg. Oh. Good, and back again. And back again. Good. Okay, now I can try a little bit like a series, because when you have to control in between, then it's not so difficult to write a series, because then she learns to wait, and then it's easier, and you don't have so many mistakes then. Good. Good. Okay, and when I can do the 2 times, she also can do the 1 times. I hope she will do it good. Ooh. And also here, I really let her wait, because now I feel already she knows, oh, 2 times, 1 time's coming. So I let her wait again, I do something else. I just do something that she thinks, oh, it's not the 1 times, because that's important, because they know it so fast how to do it. And I really have to stay in control over her. Good stuff. Good. Okay. And you all seen her trotting at the start. Now I want to see some competition trot, as we call it. We don't practice that a lot at home, but for here I can show you a little bit. But first I want to do a little bit piaffe, and it's really also the same preparations for a horse to get them to piaffe. First you have to make like the walk a little bit small, that it really makes small steps, that you can already feel she gets a little bit excited, oh, there's coming something. Oh, and then when I click 1 time and come with my leg, then she needs to piaffe. Good, and then I go also in that, I can go a little bit forward, and back. Good, and hold. Ooh. Ah. Okay, now I want to show you a little bit the exciting trot, I always think. I like that, so. Okay, that's something else. When you want to have your competition trot or your training trot, but you also sometimes have to do this. Because you want them to be really nice in the wing, and you don't have to practice that always, but sometimes it's nice to do it. And also for the breeders, they like it. They always like to see the front legs fly, so I can do that also. Ooh. Okay. I just get a sign that I have to stop, but I will do 1 extended trot over the diagonal. That's what I like. Good. And I could go on for hours, but you have to see the door is already open, so I have to go out. Thank you for your attention. Thank you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you'll agree with me that the bar in world dressage has certainly been raised. No, in short measure, due to Edward and his amazing riding. Ladies and gentlemen, the great Edward Gall.
Well, we hope it's been entertaining and informative for all of you. From all of us here at Olympia, it's goodbye for now.